next week. They're going to be down, right, for about 7 days.
Yeah, just about. But luckily, we have radars surrounding Buffalo that can help us pick up on the precipitation.
We've got little ones all over the place, but, you know, if we were in the middle of winter tracking lake effect, I think Buffalo radar going down would be a much bigger story.
Yeah.
So I would imagine doing it now was with intent versus doing it later on in the season.
For sure.
So here we go. This is a Cat 2 Hurricane Delta this afternoon. For the first time in this whole life cycle, and this is amazing, Christine, the fact that this was once a Cat 4, it never had an eye on satellite, which is highly unusual, but it has a very distinct eye right now. It's a little bit more than 300 miles away from the coastline of Louisiana. That's 328 from roughly the Lake Charles, Louisiana area. We're going to zoom in on this eye right here, and we use the word wobble a lot. If you hear meteorologists who work in more tropical climates, that's an actual tropical term with these eyes. They are not perfectly spherical, and they often do not move in a straight line. They will quite literally wobble around, and you have to smooth that line out. But you know, what do you think about this? In my opinion, this is it's a little bit jagged still, but it's showing some signs here that it looks like it's trying to get its act together.
Yeah, I really do think that over the course of the next 12 hours, maybe even less, that we'll start to notice this hurricane strengthen to a Category 3, I believe it's supposed to be.
That's what the forecast is. Anecdotally, they go in with these with the hurricane hunters. One plane goes in, another one from the coast gets ready. As that one plane goes out, the other one is inbound. So there's a constant back and forth with these. And they have commented here, you see the pressure has dropped again down to 966. The way Mother Nature works to balance things out, the first thing you often get is the pressure to drop. Then the wind speeds will start to ramp up to accommodate that. When the pressure lowers, Mother Nature tries to fill that void with all of the air just getting kind of sucked into the center and then rising. So I do think you're going to end up seeing that current 105 jumping up. They've got that at 115 in about 24 hours. This is landfall tomorrow night, close to a sundown there, across coastal Louisiana, and you know, this graphic says a lot, Christine, doesn't it?
Yeah, I made this earlier just because the similarities of how these paths are just insane. And just 6 weeks ago, the same area was impacted by Hurricane Laura, and now again, it's going to be impacted by another major hurricane. So not ideal at all. But
this is Laura, so you've drawn this yellow line here. That was the actual path, the historic track of Laura. This is the red line, which is the forecast path of Delta, and there is almost a perfect intersection there just south of Lake Charles. And, you know, doing that within one season is obviously remarkable, but doing that within such a short time period apart is even more wild. You've got a lot of folks in Lake Charles who still don't have power. The kids have not been going back to school. Their whole lives have been turned upside down, and they're about to take another direct hit from a Category 2 hurricane.
Yeah, I've even seen pictures on Twitter of just there are blue tarps still over so many of the houses in the area.
Well, they haven't had enough time.
Yeah.
And all this is going to do is set things back. So yeah, it's not great for them, unfortunately, and I think eventually we're going to end up with some of the moisture from this. We'll talk more about that. Short term, though, as we go into tonight, sun goes down, temps are quickly dropping into the 40s. I think tomorrow morning we could see a few upper 30s. What do you think?
I think it's possible.
Yeah. Some of the outlying areas especially, south of Rochester.
You get some decent clearing in there.
Yeah, and you get some of the valleys, you know, traditionally, you know who you are, that tends to get a bit cooler. More than likely, we are spared any kind of frost tomorrow morning, but I would imagine the heaters might be coming on. There's your Toronto rain showers. Get them in, get them out of here through the rest of the evening. By tomorrow, clear skies. That's why we're so cool, but also why we get such a nice day tomorrow. We've got highs in the mid to upper 60s, sunshine. Winds are out of the south. That's all good stuff. Now, what are we looking at here, Christine, with all this moisture?
Oh, what do we got? This is precipitable water. Yes.
I'm throwing this one in your arena. Good luck.
Fancy word for how much moisture there is available in the atmosphere, and you can see all of the moisture associated with Hurricane Delta right now, and you can see by the time we get to start of next week, we'll start to see more of that tropical moisture enter our area.
And we got two things, I think, after the weekend, mind you. The weekend is not going to be overly wet. We'll have some scattered showers, but this is the remnants of the moisture from Delta. This guy right here with the start cutoff is going to be an approaching cold front. So I think between those two, you're going to end up scooping up some of that moisture, and by the early part of next week, that will mean increasing rain chances for us, believe it or not, from the tropics of all things. 8-day forecast here. We'll go 66 tomorrow with sunshine, 75 on Saturday. That's the winner here. You know, understand, and you and I were kind of chatting rain chances earlier.
Yeah.
It's not going to rain all day Saturday. That's very sparse coverage, right?
Right. The cold front's going to come through, maybe a rogue shower or two during the afternoon. Mainly just warm and mild will be the morning.
Yeah, overall it's going to be a really nice day. And a good day, mind you, for fall foliage, especially just south of the thruway where we are fast approaching peak. Sunday's an equally relatively dry day, but it's a lot cooler. We lose a good 10 to 15 degrees on top of that. Now, let's do some explaining here, Christine, with Monday and Tuesday, because you see each of these days is 40%, but in between there, Monday night, different story.
Yeah, so we have the system moving through, and we have that little rain in there in between just because that's when the bulk of the rain is going to fall, so you might not even notice it actually raining until maybe you wake up Tuesday morning and then it's quickly off. And
truthfully, the days themselves, Monday and Tuesday, are largely going to be dry, but I do think most of that Monday night time frame is going to feature a pretty decent chance of rainfall. Not a whole lot to comment on from there. Rest of the work week next week looks pretty seasonable, pretty average. We've got highs in the 60s, lows in the 40s. Could be a few showers around, but looking at some of the longer range modeling getting deeper into October, it leans warm for the foreseeable future, but we're starting to see some signs perhaps toward the end of the month that maybe the pattern is allowing for more intrusions, shall we say, of some cooler air. And you know, we're getting into that time of year now, second half of October, where getting your first flakes is not that unheard of, is it?
Yeah, not going to lie, I have seen maybe a few indications of that in some models.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, the GFS from yesterday with 2 feet of snow near Syracuse.
Of course, that never really plays out when it's so far out.
The same model, by the way, has now 0 inches of snow to show you how unreliable that kind of thing is. But 'tis the season. We are getting into that time of year. I'll be back with you here for the 5 o'clock newscast. Adam is here. Maureen is here. Somewhere I see Adam. I don't know where Mo is. She's hiding somewhere in there, but we'll see you in about 15 minutes. We'll do this again tomorrow at 4:37, myself and Christine. Otherwise, have a great afternoon.
Take care.